Okay, so when I look at this pyramid, I'm noticing this one's kind of complex. I'm noticing that it looks like I have a triangle base. So that means I have a triangle in the middle. So this is my base, and I don't know that I'm not going to draw the exact perfect triangle base, but I know there's a triangle on there. And then I know there's also going to be those triangles that come off the side of each of those. And I know I am not the best artist, and that's okay. But you can at least get an understanding that we have a triangle base, and I'm going to do that in a different color so that you understand what I'm talking about. So here's my base. And then I've got 3 other triangles that are making up the height of that triangle. Okay, so this one's a very complex one, and every once in a while you're going to get one like this. You have to break down each and every part. So when I look at this, and don't worry about my shape that I have off to the right, I'm just going to pull my information. So this 6 that's right here, I'm just going to say is this because it is my 6 here. Now these may not look proportional to what they should, and that's okay. I'm just using it to indicate what I've got. Okay, then I've also got a 6 here. So this is a 6. And then I've got a 6 here. So what am I finding out? I'm finding out that when I look at that figure, it looks like the bottom is a different shaped triangle, but it's really not. It's actually what you would call an equilateral triangle. So really, this is what my base looks like. So really, my base looks like that. Okay, even though it did not look that way here, from getting my information for these 3 pieces that I got from here, here, and here, it's telling me that each of these is 6. So I can now get a better representation of what this looks like. Okay, there's also some dimensions right here, and it looks like they're doing a line right here. And that's showing me the height of that triangle. I know it's not height when you see it, but it's that distance from here to here on that base. And they're telling me that that is 5.2. Okay, and I have to understand that in order to find the area of that triangle, okay? So then coming off of each of these sides, I have triangles. Like I said, ignore how hideously horrible I am at drawing triangles. So now I have a better representation. I kind of sketched one out so that I could see what was there and then realized that this here is actually a regular or a equilateral triangle. Okay, so now if I go through and I do this, the only other thing that I have not copied down was this 10 that was right here, and that was the height of these triangles, the slant height. So this was 10. Okay, so we've got that red triangle in the middle that is 6 times 5.2. Now remember, it's a triangle base. So we're going to do, for the base, we're going to do 6 times 5.2. And then remember, we have to divide that by 2 because it's a triangle. Okay, you're not always going to divide the base by 2. Like in the last one, we had a square base. We don't divide by 2. But this is a triangle shape, so we have to remember we have to follow that formula. Okay, so 6 times 5.2, and then we're going to divide that by 2. Gives me 15.6. So my base equals 15.6. Now I have 3 lateral surface areas. And I'm just going to put lat for lateral surface area. And the dimensions on those are 6 by 10. So 6 times 10 divided by 2. Now in my head, this is what I'm doing. I took half of 6 and did 3. So then 3 times 10 would give me 30. It's the same as if I went through and did this. 6 times 10 is 60 divided by 2, still gives me 30. Now I've got, those are 30, but there's actually 3 of those. Gives me 90. Now if you need to see those each individually, you could write them out each individually. That's 30. This is 30. This is 30, and then this middle part right here was 15.6. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add all of these together. You would get the same thing if you added these together that I have written out individually. You have to decide what works for you. So I've got 90 plus 15.6 is gonna give me 105.6. So I have 105.6. The dimensions were feet. And this is surface area, so it's squared. Okay, that one was pretty complex. And understand, every once in a while, you're going to have one of those. You're going to have to break down that bottom figure to decide what all of your dimensions are for your, even for your lateral, because sometimes they'll give you a tricky triangle on the bottom. Oops.